look at all their pictures, they wore suits. They had their own farm. When you look on the genealogy, they had everything. Then when they moved to California, they
Beautiful.
owned property.
That's beautiful. All beautiful. But what did they serve?
Yeah, what food did they serve?
What you mean? I just said all the food that we eat. We eat cornbread.
No, you said
No.
suits, and you said
Yeah,
suits.
cornbread, baked beans. We eat squash. We eat everything that we eat today. Everything we eat today.
Y'all don't-
Everything we ate on Thanksgiving is
So y'all don't
American
eat-
original
Oh,
food.
Thanksgiving.
You celebrate Thanksgiving and you indigenous? Oh fuck no.
Oh,
First of
hell
all,
no.
hold on.
That doesn't make sense.
Can I break that down? Can I break that down? Can I
No,
break
hold
that
on.
down?
Let them
Can I
break it down. Because I
Can I
want to
break
hear this
that down?
bullshit. Let them break it down.
Hold on. First of all, Thanksgiving is not just only what happened, what they talk about the massacre. Thanksgiving was already celebrated because that was the end of the harvest going into the winter. We was giving thanks that this.
So what would be the traditional name for that celebration?
Hold on.
Nikki, can you drop real quick? Nikki, please, can you drop somebody else?
It's the end of the harvest. Like I just said, it's the end of the harvest. We celebrated that we farmed, we got all our crops, so we gave thanks that we got all our stuff. Same thing when Easter come. Easter is not Easter. It's just the beginning of the new year. That's the real new year. And we celebrating that we getting back to harvesting. We getting back to grinding. We getting back to get our shit right. Thanksgiving and Easter go hand in
Traditionally
hand.
grown around or harvested around Thanksgiving. What crops would you harvest around Thanksgiving?
It'll be corn. It could be watermelon. It could be
That's two summer harvests.
Lord. Watermelon.
Let's try it one more time.
Well,
ain't no ooh. I mean, we ate it. Did we eat it or did we not?
No,
It's about
we
harvest.
celebrating
That's a big thing.
Watermelon is harvest.
Watermelon.
Watermelon is from Africa. Watermelon
No, it's
is
not.
from Africa.
It's not. It's not.
Harvesting watermelon in November is wild.
Christ.
It's not.
Harvested during the summer
watermelon came
months.
from Africa. It's gonna be a hell of a ripe watermelon.
Watermelon came from Africa.
Watermelon ice.
But y'all, we do got Hannah up here.
Oh,
We got a native woman up here. Let Hannah speak.
Welcome
Yeah.
up, Hannah.
Hannah, go ahead and speak, please.
No, I was just like waiting to rebuttal something with facts in case someone said something wrong.
Wait. So y'all,
Recognized between. Huh?
Still waiting for a Thanksgiving harvest food that you would harvest on around Thanksgiving. Go and go.
it ain't around. It's what you did the whole year. Thanksgiving is the end of what we did at the things. We gave thanks for what we did the whole year.
So they was watermelons from the summertime.
No,
How do you preserve that? How do you preserve those watermelons and that corn? Obviously, corn can be dried, but how do you preserve watermelon from the summer
It's
till
whatever we
Thanksgiving?
have. Bell pepper, onions, it's whatever. It's whatever
How
we
did
have.
watermelon
It's
get
whatever we
to
have.
your area before, say, I don't know, 1492? How did watermelon get in that area?
Are y'all basing everything on 1492?
Yes.
Because watermelon came from Africa, baby.
Because watermelon.
Because you're
Hold
indigenous.
on. Learn
Where were
something
you
like
growing
this.
watermelon?
Hold on. First of all, 1492, Christopher Columbus didn't come to North America.
We never
was in
said he
the
did it.
islands.
We never said
he did.
You said, mate, did you say 1492?
But we never said he came
Don't
here.
talk about watermelon.
But what
I never
14? So why
said
you
that
say
watermelon.
1492 then?
But we never
so
said
why
he
you
came
About
here.
watermelon.
So what was the 1492 for? So they brought
I wanna know how
Christopher Columbus. So you said Christopher Columbus. So you said Christopher Columbus.
We talking about watermelon.
No, but you said
I never mentioned that Italian.
Hold on.
But you said 1492. So 1492, you said watermelon came with Christopher
Yeah.
We're
Columbus.
asking you what crops you were harvesting
I
pre-colonization.
never said that.
I was naming them.
That's-
Y'all laughing at
No,
watermelon.
he said a specific
Hold
time of the year.
on. I'm gonna ask you this, Day Two Man. Everybody else mute. Day Two Man. What crops were you harvesting and growing before 1492? Can you name that? Name them.
I was naming them. Y'all the one started laughing at watermelon while I was naming them. Watermelon.
Because you can't harvest that in the fall. It's the summertime when you harvest it.
You also
That's
can't
not
You're
harvest
not
valid.
before
listening. You
1492.
too worried about a rebuttal, and you didn't listen to what I said. I said
Can you calm
Easter
down,
and
sir?
Thanksgiving go
Calm
hand in
down.
hand. Hold on, let me talk. I'm talking. I'm talking.
No, it doesn't.
Hold on.
Well,
First of all,
first of
Easter
all,
and Thanksgiving.
this my live. You're not gonna tell people who talking and who ain't talking, but okay.
You can unmute.
Oh, now he want to be quiet. Now he want to shut the fuck up. Oh, he gone.
I'm still trying to figure out what crops
He
were
let.
being harvested before 14. Simple
He let.
question. If you talk to your elders, you talk to your family, just what crops?
Not he ran. Not he ran.
Listen,
So
I just wanted to know if you go out here and talk about you Cherokee. I just wanted him to just greet me in Cherokee real quick because I speak a little Shalaki. I speak a little bit. I just wanted him to say good morning real quick. That's it. That's all I
I
wanted.
think he trying to come back up. So come back up. They too ignorant.
God damn.
Before he gets started,
Well, hold on. I want for the indigenous people on the panel. I want y'all to ask him questions if you guys want to. Okay.
yeah. So the two tribes that he named, do you realize that is part of the 5 civilized tribes?
Yeah, I know it is.
So
All
you
the
know they
five
own
civilized
slaves,
tribes is
right?
Moorish descent. Yeah, we own slaves. It's on our paperwork.
You own
Moorish
slaves?
descent. He just said Moorish
Yeah,
descent.
Wait. So you owned yourself?
we weren't no slaves. That's what I'm trying
When
to
did
tell
the
you.
Moors incorporate into the 5 civilized?
Why you following me, bro? Go on to the porch. Y'all go on to the porch.
You got kids?
That is so sad. You
Yeah,
got kids and you saying this dumb
I got
shit.
5. Go on in there, man. Go on in there.
Wait. So
We'll talk in a
they
minute.
too mad. Are you proud of owning slaves?
Hell yeah.
Hey, I didn't own them. My ancestors did, and they were white slaves. They weren't black.
That
Go
that's
back in
really
there.
ahistorical. That's real ahistorical. Are you talking about
Yeah,
here in the Americas or are you talking about in
exactly.
Spain?
What group of
No,
Europeans
Whites
did you
here
from
in
say
where?
America.
originally?
Where were they from?
Here in America, they didn't have that on the paper. The only thing they had on the
Where did you
census
get your
record.
white slaves from? Where did your ancestors get their white slaves from?
Hey, that's more research right there. I don't know.
So you
Oh,
I
don't
just know.
you claiming that they had them, but you don't know where they came from. How do you know it's true?
Well, that's what the paperwork say, sir.
What paper?
Paperwork can be
Yeah,
That's
what
fabricated, bro.
when
paperwork?
you do when you do your genealogy, it
I
tells
do
you everybody that was in the house. They tell you because my family we had people that was in the house and they stayed in the house, and it tell you white or colored. Those people who was working and they were working as servants in the kitchen and stuff like that, they had white right there.
So
So
can I say something real quick?
go ahead.
You claiming you so basically, and I don't want you to say anything when I say this, okay? I'm just let me talk. What I'm gonna say is it sounds like you're very ashamed of your African ancestry and you're trying to do anything to like make it seem like you're on top. So you're claiming that you own slaves and you're claiming this is that. That's not something
Yeah,
to claim. You shouldn't want to claim that, right? It is
I
okay
mean,
to no, let me finish talking. It is okay to, acknowledge that our ancestors did go through a lot of terrible things. It's okay to cry about that. It's okay to be upset about that. But to erase that part of our history is very dangerous because not only are you negatively affecting us, but you are negatively affecting other groups in this world, right? And you're not doing yourself anything good. You're doing yourself a disservice, right?
no, you're doing a disservice because you're trying to throw that on me. I'm not ashamed of anything. I only gave you one side of my family. My
Sir,
family in Mississippi was
you're
slaves.
African.
Wait, I have a
I'm
question.
not I'm not an African.
You're
Hey,
I have a
African.
question.
I'm not
let him ask
African.
a question. Let her ask a
So,
question.
like, are you actually like indigenous to Cherokee or are you claimed freedmen? Because the freedmen and the Cherokee are completely different.
And they are
found any of your ancestors on the Dawes rolls?
on a baker roll.
Cajun, can you drop real quick? There's another one that's trying to come up.
Yes. Yep.
All right, thank you.
Now, everybody thinks that's the thing. Wait a minute. Hello?
You
Hello?
talking, nigga? We can hear you.
All right. Now, everybody think we came from Africa. That is the biggest lie ever told. they got y'all thinking. And that's very sad that you don't want to go deep into this history to see what happened. All those people that was coming on slave ships, wasn't coming from Africa. They was coming from South America, Central America, and the islands. They wasn't coming from no Africa. They was being blackbird to different places. When it came here, when the Dutch came here, they was taking the Wakende Moors, and they was taking them down to Bermuda. They were taking the Pinkwatch to Bermuda, and those Dutches was black.
Okay, so can I say something real quick? So the reason why you were seeing an influx of, enslaved Africans coming from South America and the Caribbean is because, so this is how it worked, right? So when they went to West and Central Africa, the coast of West and Central Africa, they would take people to Cape Verde first, right? And from Cape Verde, they would move them either to the Caribbean or South America, right? Which were some of the first stops, right? Later on, hold on, let me finish talking. Later on, they would then take people from some of those places, or they would be straight from Africa also. There's a lot of people that have ancestors straight from Africa that went to what is now considered, what we see as, mainland North America, right? I have ancestors that came straight from Africa to mainland North America. So it's not that they were, When, I would say around like 1720 something.
By who?
The French. The French took them and brought them here.
And the French brought them to where?
Mobile, Alabama. French owned Mobile, Alabama.
No, the Mobilians own Alabama.
I'm not no damn Mobilian, but
Mobilians own Alabama.
Okay. Well,
so okay. Let me just say something right quick. Before you even get to anybody else that's coming on ships, you got to stick to the Spanish. The Spanish and the Portuguese, when they went into places like Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, the Yucatan, they took all those people in iron yoke and they dispersed them across the world. They dispersed them to the islands. They dispersed them to the mainland of America. They took them back to Spain. They took them to certain islands of Africa. They was here first dispersing people. That's why when you go to these places in South America now today, they say, oh, they used to be here. Oh, they just disappeared. No, what happened was the Spanish came. That was the most deadliest war on this continent, was the Spanish and the Aboriginal people here in America. So this is how you get these people from the islands and these places coming from here going to other places. You can look up the book of the book. I'm gonna give you a book. The book. What's
I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it. Take a break.
How you gonna do a source?
Hold on. Take a break. Take a break real quick. Take a break real quick. Okay. Take a break real quick. Mad Facts. You want to go ahead and talk?
Hello, panel down there in the chat. Thanks for having me up. I appreciate you guys very much. I understand that you guys are talking with They Too Mad in regards to his genealogy. I've done genealogy back to the 15th century. And what They Too Mad is going through, I kind of went through a similar thing over at Suiton's life. It's like sometimes you can't like tell your group because
let's hold on before you
ready to
go
receive.
ahead. Be quiet real quick. So these are the slave ships brought from Africa. That was from Africa to Louisiana, right? So if you guys could look at that real quick, Ouida is in Benin. Then you have ships that came from Angola, etc., so on and so forth. And the first slave ships were taken to Louisiana in 1719. So that's for one. But go ahead and keep talking, Mad Facts. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Well, I understand that there were some enslaved Africans that made it to North America. If you go to slave.org, it would give you a number of around 388,000 over all the centuries that was allowed to happen. And when you look at, go to slave.org and do the intra-American slave trade, it's about 695,000, which probably like double or almost double the number of them just switching people out.
Mad Facts, say swallowed real quick.
What's the joke?
just say swallowed. Just say it real quick. For real.
Shut the hell up.
You guys. But I'm just trying to get y'all to understand that, yes, there were some slaves that came over. It's not quite like we were told in grade school. It's a whole lot different.
Facts.
But there were a bunch of people that were enslaved. The very first enslaved people were the white tea people.
Okay, so this is where it's not adding up, right? So this is where it's not. So Mad Facts, can I ask you a question? What indigenous tribe are you from today?
Well, I have a Pakmatak, which was paper genocide in the 17th century. I have Powhatan, a Pakmatak out of Virginia.
Pakmatak.
Yeah, if you look that up, you'll see it. In the 17th century.
They part of the power.
They too mad. We're not talking to you, honey bun.
That's
We're not
right.
talking to you, honey bun. We're not talking to you, honey
If
bun.
he knows this, then he knows more than pretty much anybody ever talked to in the past.
Just go ahead. Just go ahead and spell it out for us, please.
APP.
No, write it. I'm asking for you to write that shit in the comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This putting me to sleep. You talk a little too slow.
Right. Y'all niggas talk too damn slow.
Damn, man. Shit.
I'm sorry.
Y'all niggas talk too goddamn slow. And then we got
I try to be quicker. I'm sorry. I thought you were trying to listen for some good history, but if you just want yes or no answers, definitely.
Then we got day two dumbass down here trying to talk all the goddamn time. I'm sorry. So Mad Facts, since you Apokmatox, what are some cultural traditions that you practice as an whatever you just said? What is some? Yeah,
Apokmatox was paper genocide in the 17th century, and then Chickasaw is my latest on my mother's side. And but I am reconnecting. I'm a reconnecting person. I'm reconnecting to my Seminole side.
So you're Afro-Indigenous.
Seminole. No.
So
I'm just indigenous.
That doesn't make sense. So you a nigga, but you ain't got no nigga heritage.
I'm not a nigga. I'm not any of those derogatory terms.
Oh my God, you niggas need. Oh Lord Jesus.
I have an identity.
Afro
I know
is not a hairstyle. It's a prefix from the Latin. Dumb bitch. Damn. Read.
I mean, why do you have to put a prefix? Let me ask you guys. Why do you have to put a prefix in front of what you are?
Matt, I'm so sorry. Can I please? My duties. Y'all can't be up here cussing and carrying on. They gonna get us bananas.
I'm sorry.
Again, it's a hairstyle. It's gonna piss me
off.
Afro is literally a prefix. I understand.
Hold on, wait 1 second. The book that Jordy has is called Africans in Colonial Louisiana, right? All of this stuff is documented. But you know, some people shut these hoes up. First of all, your mama's a hoe. Bye.
A big hoe.
Well, I tell you what, my people came from France in 1785 on my father's side and to Louisiana. It took them 4 months by ship. 6 out of 9 of them passed away. So one went down south of the border and the other one went up north. I'm the descendant of that person that went up north of the border. So it's a lot of... like my grandfather, he lived in Opelousas, and my grandmother, they lived in Opelousas, Louisiana. But I have family all over there.
Parish my people are from.
Opelousas?
From
Opelousas, yes.
Okay, so Apokmatox, the only groups we know of that are documented, like that was well into like what, once the French started colonizing, was Hama, Atakapa, Cato. Who else? Nahimana?
Then you also got Canada.
Hold on, Mad Facts, hush. What, Nahimana?
So Atacapas, Caddo, Choctaw, Homa, City Macha, Tonica, and there's a small band of Cherokee here.
Okay. So you got ancestry in Opelousas. What are your family names, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't mind you asking. Guidry.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yo,
Gordy, that's your fucking cousin or some shit. That's one of y'all cousins. He's not mine,
Oh,
but
I ain't
that's
got no
one of y'all
Gidry.
cousins.
I ain't got no Gidry.
Don't
Oh
spread
my
that
God.
though, because I
This
don't really
motherfucker
talk
Creole.
about those things. But
This motherfucker
that's just
Creole.
me. Yeah,
Brother,
Oh, Zoe, these your folks.
no, hold
thank
on,
you,
wait.
thank you for the enlightenment. I appreciate
Well,
it, OG
hold on.
Tribe.
Don't leave, brother. Why do you choose to go down this route? Like within our culture, us being Creoles, there's so much history and proof of enslaved Africans being brought to these places, right? And even within our language, within our French language and our Creole, it's very African. Why do y'all choose to just say, "Oh, let's throw the African out"? And just start claiming shit that there were not. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say you're not Afro-Indigenous, because you might be. I don't know you, but the shit that you're doing right now, it's not helping. They too mad. Turn that motherfucking camera off, bitch. But the shit that you're doing now doesn't make sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, let me answer. Okay, now Creole people are a mixture, right?
No, that's
One of them is the indigenous people, the Indians.
well, no.
The
Okay,
other one is
so
the African,
hold
right?
on. We're gonna debunk that right there. So
You can look it
Creole,
up.
no, it's we're not using Google. We're gonna use actual documents, right? We're gonna use what actual Creoles have said, right? So if you look at what the term Creole was used, Creole comes from creer, which is Latin, and then it comes from Criollo, which is Portuguese, right? Now, in certain colonies, Creole was used in different ways, right? So Creole would be used as in you were born in that person, you were born in that land, right? So for Louisiana, it was you were born in French and Spanish colonial Louisiana before the purchase, which is before 1803, right? So Creoles can be a range of makeup or color. So there were Africans that were Creole. There were white people that were Creole. There were mixed people that were Creole. We have a population of Filipinos that are also Creole, right? This whole thing about being mixed, that's where y'all are going wrong. And that's where the Americanization and the propaganda comes in. Because once you start saying Creoles are mixed, you have Creoles like this who think, oh, in order for me to actually be Creole, I have to lie and say that I'm mixed. No, sir. You're Creole by way of culture and where your people are from. You don't have to go down this crazy ass rabbit hole. You don't have to. You don't.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but you're forgetting about the Indians. They were also there, and they
Yes,
mixed in
and
with
they
that
were, and a
culture
lot of
too.
them were also considered Creole too. Remember, Creole means born in the colony, born in that colony, right? In our specific case, before 1803, right? So just because there are indigenous people in our ethnicity doesn't mean everyone is indigenous. Do you get what I'm
Right.
saying?
And it doesn't mean that everyone is African either.
But we're not saying everyone is African. But what
But
I'm
when you
saying
say
is, no,
Afro-Indigenous,
listen to me. What I'm
okay.
saying is, if you have indigenous ancestry and you're obviously read as an African person, right? You could be mixed. You're Afro-Indigenous. If you're Afro-Indigenous, there's nothing wrong with being Afro-Indigenous. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is when you deny the African ancestors, because once you start denying your own African ancestors, that's when y'all start to try and denying everybody else's African ancestors too. And that's the problem.
If
But you
you
can't
have
force that on
African,
people. Right.
if you have African ancestry, I've done my genealogy back to the 15th century, and I have yet to find one African.
And each person on this panel
Wait.
got their own story. Everybody ain't the same. So you got
No,
when you do your genealogy.
Nigga, shut the fuck up.
Zoe, they reporting people in the comments because Leo got a violation and one of the native men got a violation.
Okay,
So they
so
were
whoever here reporting, no such, somebody said no such thing as Afro-Indigenous. That's a racist term. No, it's not. There are black people who are mixed with indigenous
Everybody
ancestry.
in Louisiana ain't mixed. I have a
Right.
question for Mad Facts. You're a Guidry, right? So have you gone down and found the matriarch of your family line? Was it an indigenous woman or what's her information?
I always followed the patriarchy when it comes to the
That's
that. But as far as the matriarchy goes, I can go another line under there because the other name is Shelving. Have you heard of the Shelving? Or no? A matter of fact, There's another name. Hold on 1 minute, okay? I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna check my tree.
Are there white indigenous people? Yes, they are.
Yes, there are indigenous people who are mixed with European. So
and there are just white presenting natives as well.
Exactly.
Y'all niggas like 30 is crazy.
See what y'all see.
The matriarch. Yeah, I understand about the matriarch.
They too mad. What the fuck you want to say?
What I'm
Yes, there are Asian indigenous people.
No,
well, hold on. Can we get Mad Facts? Do you have your information still? Then we can go to day 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you guys talk. I'm just gonna disappear and go to another window, and I'll come back. So hold tight.
So they too mad. What?
The people who you calling natives, they were the enemy. They the one that helped the colonizers, the people, the so-called colonizers and conquerors. Yes, they did.
We're not enemy. You said y'all people own slaves.
Right. You said your people own slaves.
So are you the
enemy?
enemy?
Talking about? You sound like the enemy.
Hey, did I say I had African slaves? No, I told you I had white slaves.
Can you tell us where it's documented in the U.S. of enslaved white chattel slaves in the U.S.? Can you show us that, please?
Yes, you can go to white cargo. You can also show it to white slaves in America.
I asked you to show it to me, dumbass.
And if that's the case, that means you sat up there and watched us African people get off them ships and watched us be enslaved, brother. So you was the enemy.
And that's your version of the show.
No, because we didn't have no African slaves over here.
But you watched
that's a lie. That's the biggest lie.
How is it a big lie?
No Africans got off those boats.
So many things.
No Africans got off that. Those people did not get off those slaves. No, they didn't. They didn't. Those people, those 20-odd Negroes came from the islands, and those was females.
20.
We did not populate the whole United States. Yeah, 20
did you say
Negroes. Say 20-odd Negroes.
This is so disrespectful.
Wait, is he said 20 what?
It said
he said 20. He said it was only 20 black people brought here.
And they was females.
Are you fucking kidding?
This is so disrespectful.
Y'all, chill. We're not trying to get the live block, so everybody just take a breather for a second.
Look it up. 1619 was 20-odd Negroes. Y'all don't even know the story.
It's other
Pretendians.
Y'all even know the
1721, 1728.
But I'm talking about the first. I was going to the first. So y'all like to jump around, and I like to
go, y'all. It's other people that can get on here and we can embarrass. He can go.
Yeah, he got
it. That's crazy.
That's so disrespectful. It really pisses me off. I'm just gonna say this. It really pisses me off that y'all have the nerve to come up here and not only deny your own, but you're denying everyone else's African ancestors that have went through trauma just being here and brought here against their will. That is so disrespectful. But then y'all claim
Mississippi. Did you know Mississippi finally abolished slavery in 2013 and went through illegal slavery to the 1960s? Did you know that, Mr. My Side is Mississippi? This I know because my family went through illegal slavery. For real. My daddy 86 years old. He 86 years old. He'll tell me how his grandparents and his parents and them had to harvest fruits and vegetables and pick cotton, and he heard stories of his ancestors being from Africa. But my thing is also so no. My thing is also, so was the Igbo landing fake? Was the Igbo landing too? Was that fake too?
You know he don't believe in that.
This nigga said there's no place called Africa.
When my ancestors said that they would choose their own unalivement by drowning themselves in the water as opposed to being in bondage. You are stupid, and you're lucky that I won't cuss you out like my ancestor and want me to cuss you for filth right now in this time. You're really lucky. You're really lucky because I don't want to get Zoe's live banned. You're lucky. You're an idiot. You're an imbecilic fool. You're stupid, and you're African descendant. That's what you are. So y'all in the comments saying that your people was illegally enslaved, and you mean to tell me they didn't say nothing about Africa? Then, baby, maybe your fucking people would just not. What are we talking about? Because this shit is personal. Because you're lying. You're lying. Saying shit like this don't exist. It's sick in the fucking head. It's sick.
Hold on. Now, this dumbass said you got that from Black Panther.
No,
We've known about the Igbo landing way before that fucking movie.
About the Igbo landing before Black Panther because I have Igbo ancestors. Be serious.
You guys gotta understand something.
Like, what are you talking about? People were kidnapped, taken away, and forced to work.
We
Mad
literally
facts.
just showed the ships. The ships are right there on the damn book, bro. You want a physical? You want to see physical fucking ships?
Yo,
That's not how nature works, motherfucker. Like that's not how that works.
Well, hold on.
I understand.
Hold on. Everybody mute and let Mad Facts talk. Now, Mad Facts, what information do you have for us?
I have a bunch, but I wanted to just say before we get going on this thing that you guys got to understand that a lot of the players have changed skin. They have changed faces. This is like hundreds of years ago. So you got to calm down on the descendants of these people because they didn't have nothing to do with it, really. They just, you can't help, your ancestors or how you were born or what you were born into, But what's going on right now is that people that you see, they may have an ancestry of having some slave owners in their past. That was just the way of life back then. You can't get mad at the owners. You have to get mad at the capturers. Okay.
He gotta go. I'm sorry.
Can I make a quick point? Slow ass talking is pissed me off. We gotta be better. So
I just want to address something I saw in the comments. Someone said something to the tune of what do you call it? Africans would have died on the ship before reaching America. What you got to understand is a lot of Africans did die on the ship. In fact, a lot of people died on the ship, period.
You gotta sit for your words.
Died.
Hold on, wait, Joy, we cannot hear you. Joy, what is going on?
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
We hear you.
Okay, I was trying to talk. I was trying to address that point before Pablo had went. I was saying that you can't make that point and say that that's a justification for you saying that there wasn't a lot of people on the ships. They packed us like sardines. A lot of us were unalived on
Pablo,
the way
I'm gonna let
there.
you down.
And you know what they did to make up for their loss of cattle? Because that's what they saw us as cattle. They breeded us when we got on the land. That's what they did to make up for their losses. So for you to say that, for you to make that point, that doesn't make any sense. They breeded us when we got here to make up for their losses. That's exactly what they did.
They breeded y'all with y'all mothers, your sisters.
Yoruba baby, can you please introduce yourself? How you doing today?
Oh, hey, how about y'all doing?
We doing all right.
You got one in here in the comments that's a Pretendian, but she speaks Creole.
Who? What's her name?
Oh, freaking Abia Yala, whatever her name is.
Abia Yala. Ça fait... Tu parles créole. Nous avons une conversation dans nos langages. Tu viens et parler avec nous. Au gisement.
And she said that was a lie, Zoe. I'm trying not to say my two favorite words to her because she's...
Hold on. She could, if she speaks Creole, we can have this conversation in Creole because she will get ate up in Creole. Ça fait, tu as une conversation. Juste viens. Et nous parlons l'un et l'autre. Après, nos l'histoire, nos l'héritage. Ouais? I'm gonna wait till she responds.
English is the native language. Oh my Jesus.
Oh, ça papa.
Who is her name? What? Because this the thing.
To this point, I don't even want to talk to y'all. I want to talk to y'all mamas and y'all daddies and your grannies. Because what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? How was y'all raised that this happened?
They were just raised wrong. I don't know.
How this happened? Y'all grandmas and grandpas don't give a fuck about their African ancestry because they don't know shit about it. So they decide to try to cling to something else. That's why they told y'all bullshit.
You could come up if she wants to, like I said.
That's what it is.
Like I said, if you want to talk, we could talk. But
that's why y'all niggas can't sleep good at night. Y'all toss and turn, sweat, because your ancestors kicking your ass for real. That's why.
But my thing is, the one lady that they say speak Creole, that doesn't make sense. How are you pretending and you speak Creole? And when the one thing you learn when you learn to speak Louisiana Creole is the sentence structure is very much African. Comes from Wolof. We use a lot of Africanisms. We use a lot of African words that come from like what? The Congo, the Mande people, the Wolof, the Bambara, all of them, right? We use different.
That's right. My people from Mississippi on both sides, and they never mention being no damn Native Americans. They always say African.
Our cooking is extremely, extremely African, right? So for you to know the language for you to know the language, but still deny, the African influences, that right there, that's telling me you don't even believe half the shit you're saying. You don't believe half the shit you're saying. You're a grifter.
Literally, gumbo. Literally. Say something real quick.
Because all this
and gumbo comes from king gumbo.
Yeah, literally, where does gumbo come from as a word? But let me say something real quick, because I don't know how long we'll be up here. All right, talking about there's no proof. Where's this, that, and the third? I have a lovely book right here that I'm gonna show y'all right now, written by my great uncle, Robert Russo Moton. All right, this is a literal book about his family and how they got here. And the first thing he says in chapter 1, about the year 1735, a fierce battle was waged against two strong tribes in the west coast of Africa. Literally describing where we're from, how we got here, this, that, and the third. Okay? Then, y'all don't know nothing. Y'all could literally look up Zora Neale Hurston, literally one of the founders of how we know where we're from, a cultural anthropologist who pioneered African American cultural anthropology, the reason why we know our roots, where our cultures come from, the similarities and differences, this, that, and the third. She literally interviewed one of the last survivors who was stolen. His name was Cujo Lewis. Y'all literally don't read. Y'all don't read nothing. It's the saddest thing in the whole wide world.
So they were agitating and agitating. I got to the point where I said, you know what? I finally, they got to me like a year ago. They got to me. They got a reaction out of me. And I said, you know what? If I was African, like you guys are saying, according to you guys, if I was African or a ninja, I'd be proud to be that. I'd be proud to be that because I wouldn't have shame to be what I am. That's what I told them, and they took that snippet where I said, "I'm the real African. I'm the real ninja." Yeah, hold on. Go ahead.
So, your excuse for using the slurs because you were tired of people coming into.
Well, I said ninja, which I made a whole live stream about it, and I brought black community in, and they said it transcended beyond its negative views. Like I was born in a black community. Me personally, I could show you if you want to see it. I could show you my birth certificate on private. I could show I was born in Cabrini Green in Chicago. Like I lived in amongst a black community, and I was called the ninja word all the time. I went to Brother X's live stream, and he kept calling me the ninja word. I went to Empress Jazzy, which is here, and Sutek was calling me a ninja word over and over and over.
Does that mean you?
No, I don't. And so I told him, sister, let me finish. I told him I'm not gonna use that slur because the day I said ninja or the ninja word, someone felt offended, and I said, all right, I'm sorry, I apologize. I made a whole live stream apologizing. I made a whole live stream, and the black community was telling me, Manny, it's not a slur. It transcended beyond that point. It's not a slur. But I said, it's all right. I'm still not going to use it because if there's 1 million people, but one person feels offended by it, I'm not going to say it. And I made an apology to that, and I addressed it accordingly, and people still talking about it a fucking year later.
Well, you know why? Because it was racist. But everybody's saying
ninja people use it all videos, rap videos. Have whitey people. I'm just saying people use it.
What people? Wait, what people use what? Use it?
All kinds of people in the rap industry.
Did you say ninja people?
Did you say
I never said ninja? No, I never said. I never said the ninja.
Yes, you did. We just heard you.
I never said. All right, rewind to it.
What?
Rewind it. I never said that. What are you talking about? I said people be saying the ninja word in the rap industry all the time.
What the hell?
No matter what color they are,
Maybe you listen. Maybe
okay, listen. I'm telling you. I'm trying to address things. Saying you the ninja word is not a slur. I said ninja. I didn't say no other word than ninja. All right. So please don't put words in my mind.
But
you can rewind
we know
what yes, we know you said ninja, but you did say ninja people, but ninja in reference to the actual word.
I said people.
So we know you didn't actually say the word, but we know what ninja means.
Yeah, and like I said, people. I'm telling you, people on my live stream, black community told me it's not a slur.
You say ninja people.
I never said ninja people.
We all heard you. We all heard you.
You did. We literally all
did. No, listen.
That's why I'm saying Red Road. Red Road. That's what I'm saying.
I said people in the rap industry should be using the ninja.
But we're just saying we did hear you say that.
Okay, then if you rewind it and you could show me that that's exactly what I said, I apologize right now if that's how it came out, but that's not what I meant at all. So, this is a conversation that is not a conversation I want to have because I know that it is a little bit heated, but I'm doing this to correct things and make you guys know that my intention has never been to, and that's why people have told me, Sutek said it many times. He's like, the ninja word is.
I'm tired of that motherfucker. Can somebody else come up? Shit.
Look, he said, because I went in his live, he had the Pan African flag up with the Khoisan people, and I told him to take that down. He was like, I'm not going to take it down, I'm going to leave it up, because the Khoisan people, they originated in China, and then they migrated into Africa. That's the reason why I went to his channel in the first place, to tell him to take the flag down, because he was mad at Josh. And when he was in my live, my wife cussed him out, because he kept saying it's justified for him to use the N-word, because all rappers of every color use it, and then he called my wife a maid.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
I got it recorded.
Oh.
Whoa.
I recorded all my lives.
Oh, Red Road, you're
pronounce
done.
your name? Is it Sutton? Is it Sutton?
Yes.
Brother, I don't know you from a can of paint, but that just hurt my heart. I am so sorry.
And Jazz was there. Empress Jazzy was there. She heard him say it.
Red Road, you're done. You're done, sir.
Oh, he tried to gaslight us. Like I didn't
tried to get. He said ninja.
So that's why I muted him the minute I saw him come into the live, because I knew, for one, he was already problematic. Like I said, we used to be mutuals, and then we used to be mutuals about the pretending stuff, and then something I don't know.
Well, hold on. Red Road, we're not coming to check your live stream. You do what you want to do.
No promo, y'all. No promo on this.
But don't. We're done. We set a boundary. We don't want you in this black space.
And stop using AAVE since you anti-black. Talking about this cap. Stop. It's weird.
Right. Stop using AAVE. Just stop it. So we got some of the Pretendians still in the comments arguing with everybody.
I'm gonna drop and let them come in, because baby, I got a headache, baby.
Anybody else want to drop? Pretendians, you could come up and say whatever the fuck you want to say.
I dropped so they can come up.
Okay.
Thank you, Sutton. You take care of yourself, love.
Again, this live
you.
is to let them speak. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and we're not gonna do that. Agent Push, you gotta go too. See, and what did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all?
Like I said before the convo started, no anti-native, no anti-black comments. I saw somebody call Manny a SIBERIA husky. We don't do that.
And that's what we're not gonna do that either. And I already told you. I'm sorry. I thought he was trying to be rude.
Yeah, no. Agent Push is so student Agent Push, Blackwater Geechee. If you ever come across their lives, they are historians. They are black historians. They are anti pseudo. They are like, I'm in their lives all the time. They are
in Port City.
They are 100%. Yeah, Port City.
Tell Agent Push I said my
facts.
bad. Tell Agent Push I said my bad. I ain't mean to kick him. But
the
again,
majority of stuff I've learned in the community was from the Adjustment Syndicate. I can't deny that.
Okay, again, what I'm gonna say is, and we're gonna make this announcement one more time. No anti-indigenous shit, like, and I'm talking about from the people that are against the Pretendians. We already know Pretendians are bound to say whatever the fuck they're gonna say. They're not gonna listen to none of us. But if we're all on the same side of like stopping Pretendians from pushing a negative narrative, we gotta all understand that, we can't say anti-indigenous or anti-black things to each other, because there are Afro-Indigenous people up here. You in a space with black people, and for all the niggas here too, y'all in a space with indigenous people also. So let's just keep that in mind. You guys are anti everything and everyone. You don't look native. Well, I'm not native to America, Wasu. I'm indigenous to Africa.
It makes sense that he's in here, because I feel like that's one of Manny's friends or something like that. It makes a lot of sense why he's in here.
You guys are anti everything and everyone.
They
All of you don't look native. It's not about looking native. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I hate when people say this. It's been 500 years of a genocide, and people had to mix. What does native look like at this point?
You said they.
What does native look like at this point?
Yeah, Cajun's friend Legal CC reported my comment.
I'm sorry, y'all, but y'all gotta go on timeout for about a minute or so. I'm sorry, but y'all.
Why are you reporting comments?
1 minute. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me.
Yeah, maybe that's the best idea. Agent Push again. I'm sorry, friend. I ain't know. I ain't know what was going on. My
y'all
bad.
got till 6:01. Hold your britches tight. Don't yell at me. But y'all doing too much in the comments right now.
They doing a lot. They're doing a lot. Anywho.
So for the people in the back that don't know, like, you can be here and on the City Macha reservation and be a fully recognized native and still be considered Creole, right? And then the other thing is, Mr. Whatever They Too Mad, all of us from Cane River, Pablo, Lavores, me, I Said What I Said, Miss Williams, we all have slave ancestors that were native too. So we had both native and African ancestors from there. And Lavores is my cousin. We have so much of the same ancestors.
Now act like y'all got some sense, please. Thank you.
Now, whoever want to come back up, if you're on the side of them fools, you could come up here and try and speak what you got to speak, but eventually you're gonna get debunked. So aren't they mixed with many different races? That's why they're no. The reason why
just for me to
the reason why Creole people are Creole is because they want to come up. Okay. So I wanna explain it to the person who's coming up. The reason why Creole people are Creole is you got to look at it the same way you look at Latino, right? Creole is a term that's used for people part of certain communities and certain colonies, right? So for us, for Louisiana Creoles, we use Creole as a way of, okay, it doesn't matter what race, what mix, whatever, anything you have. If you descend from anyone born in Louisiana before 1803, before the purchase, you are Creole, right? That is when Creole culture was the dominant culture. That is when the language, French and Creole were dominant, etc. All of those things, right? So being mixed has nothing to do with being Creole. I have no indigenous ancestry, and I'm still Creole. Probably more Creole than half the people up here claiming they real Creoles and they indigenous. You know what I'm saying? So
different forms of Creole. Like there's Creoles in South Carolina, there's Creoles in North Carolina. That's not necessarily saying they're mixed, but a lot of them are, because a lot of the African slaves mixed in with natives and Spaniards and shit like that. Like there's Creoles in Haiti. I mean,
yeah. Okay, so again, we're not denying that there are Afro-Indigenous Creole people, but them being mixed that's not the reason why
they
they're
have to be
Creole.
mixed, but a lot of them are, and that's why the term Creole, from what I've heard, mostly means mixed ancestry. I'm not saying that they all are. I'm just saying for
is the American version. So I'm gonna tell you where the term comes from.
Okay.
Creole, creer, right? Creer is Latin to create, right? You get to Portuguese, it goes down to Portuguese. Portuguese Creole, Criollo or Criollo, means to be born in a new world, right? Which is the same definition that us as Louisiana Creoles use. People in Mauritius, I believe, Seychelles, Reunion, and certain parts of the Caribbean. I think they were using the same. Oh, Martinique was also using that term also, right? So depending on the colony,
Manny creates a live misrepresenting what happened.
Because I'm trying to go and correct misinformation, and instead of these communities being, open to to making peace, to really listening, to understanding where we're coming from, as indigenous people of this hemisphere, as the original people of this hemisphere, y'all don't want to listen, but y'all want to talk about us on your live streams. So if you got any balls, or if you're a woman and you got any honor in you, then come up so that we can have a conversation for entertainment and educational purposes. Because I'm sick and tired of you guys talking about us all the time. And then when we address you, oh, y'all anti-black, then prove it. Because I got plenty of receipts where you guys are constantly calling us slurs, constantly provoking us to react, to agitate us, to come out here and agitate our live streams. And when we're put up on the panel to correct something, we get attacked. Like I was attacked by multiple people. All right, and I wasn't given a space to speak. But y'all want to label me anti-black? Then prove it to me. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I don't know you. I don't know who you're lumping me in with. I've never talked to you before, so I don't appreciate the generalization of you people or just, the African, like we're individuals in a community. So I've never talked to you before. So I kind of feel like you're kind of pushing that onto me. I've never even talked to you before,
So you said false narrative and indigenous erasure. What's the problem? You don't think there's a problem with that? That's why I addressed you the way I did.
No, of course there is. I don't think you read my statement right. The live, if you look at what
All right, let's go back.
pic-
You said false narrative and indigenous erasure, period. Spacebar, what's the problem? Go ahead.
no, you didn't read the previous messages. Look, you didn't
There was
see
no
all the
previous messages
comments.
to that. That was your first comment. I'm going all the way back. That was your
Well,
first
look,
comment.
I'm looking at where I joined and I'm reading my comments. It says, it's a live telling Pretendians to stop using pics of Afro-Indigenous people, parentheses, Mardi Gras, to promote false narrative and Indigenous erasure. What's the problem? My message came in right after at Civil GV. So that was my second message. So I didn't say that it was. So yeah, look at, you didn't see both of my comments.
Because to me that is a problem when someone says, indigenous erasure, this and that. What's the problem? I'm sorry.
No, of
all I
course
see
it's a
here, the
problem.
first comment I'm seeing on my end, and I could screen record if you want, so I could put a video and you could see it. The first
I'm
message I
sorry.
see here is the one that says false narrative and indigenous erasure. What's the problem? That's
Okay,
the
I
first
got a
one
question
see.
here for Nathania. I got
And
a
after
question
that-
for you.
Yeah.
Manny, everybody pay attention. I don't think you can hear me right, but anyway, Nathania, I realize what you're saying. And so if that's the case, then whatever they were describing, they didn't like the Pretendians, circumventing on the AA community, right? Those people, being from the Southeast or whatever, or ethnocentrics or whatever you want to call them. So now it comes down to this for me and the understanding. I want to know your answer to this. If from now on, if we're to get this corrected, that we need to decipher what is a Pretendian Native American and an African American Native American or whatever, those groups have to be categorized and all introduced within one conversation to the understanding, because the public is gonna, like you just said, you had a little misconception right there on one of your statements, and somebody takes that wrong, and a lot of people take a lot of things wrong. And so how are we going to fix that then? Can you answer that?
Sure. Can you hear me? Oh, for whatever reason, there's an echo. But
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm culturally Gullah Geechee. We're an ethnic group of African Americans from the coast on the Sea Island and the coast of South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. We still speak part of our African dialect and language. We still weave our baskets, all that. Part of our diaspora are also mixed in with Indigenous Muskogee and Native American people in Florida because we all escaped towards Florida during the 1617 and early 1800s. So there is like a fusion of culture there. So we generally have very solid relations with the Indigenous Native American people. So within our community, there are some people who are Afro-Indigenous, meaning mixed both. Now, with that being said, I think that it's important with my teachings that I've always learned from elders. It's always important to listen before speaking, or listening and understanding full context before jumping to assumption, because I was in that live as well. And their whole point is that Mardi Gras people, Indigenous people, are sometimes, as in the Southeast in the United States, people refer to themselves as Indian. And they're a group of Afro-Indigenous people who Native American people help escaped. And they intermixed in as a thank you and continuing their tradition. The regalia that you see, it's a mixture of their West African regalia and their Native American Indigenous regalia. And so right now it's Mardi Gras season, which is, if you come from a Catholic country or place, if you know, Louisiana was formerly under French and Spanish rule. And so Carnival is going on right now. In the United States, they refer to it as Mardi Gras in Louisiana specifically. And so the panel is predominantly people who are of Creole ethnicity, which means that basically people who are living in Louisiana prior to the Louisiana Purchase and it becoming annexed into the United States. They're talking about how a lot of times Pretendians, again, people who are not Native American, do not have Native American ancestry, and they misrepresent themselves and or misconstrue history to try to make it seem like Africans were the original Native Americans, or to make it seem like something other than what is true. And unfortunately, what happens oftentimes is that a lot of these pretendian groups, they will use pictures of people who are legitimately Afro-Indigenous and practicing their heritages. And they will use that to say, oh, see, this is what the true Native Americans looked like. And that's not the case. They're just Afro-Indigenous. They're mixed. And so, unfortunately, a very similar thing happens all the time as the Gullah Geechee African American people will show pictures of Gullah Seminole people in the United States, and particularly from Florida and Georgia. And they'll show pictures of people who are mixed African and Native American and say that that's what all people look like. So in that live panel, there are people who are of those various ethnicities in Louisiana, and they're talking about how pretendians use those images to try to promote a false narrative. And so they were having some pretendians come up to try to educate them. But honestly, I think the panel kind of just turned to a yelling match and, do and da. So I don't know I don't know that it was necessarily educational, but the people who are on there, if you were listening, I don't know how long you were able to tune into the live, but if you move the picture of the blue hat, if you read what's in yellow and red, what they have right there, it says, pretendians stop using Mardi Gras Indians to promote erasure. So
yeah, but the host allowed them to come in. She allowed hateful people like Empress Jazzy, like Sue Tech, to come up and push hateful ideologies. Cajun, that white tea mix guy, I don't know what he is, but he's always presented himself as a white tea person on my panels, and that's why I don't care for this guy. He's not blocked on my end. But like he's saying out there, that's not how an indigenous man carries himself, by going around behind people's back and saying, yeah, he's anti-black. Prove it to me. I want you to prove it to me how I'm anti-black. Prove it to me. Show me with receipts, because they always put this little fucking clip from like a year ago where I said, yeah, I'm the real ninja. I'm the real African. Why did I say that? There's a key word that they're not listening on that video. And I said, according to the Pretendians, I'm the real African and I'm the real ninja. And if I was that, I'd be fucking proud to say that I am. Because that's what I am, and I got to learn to love myself first. That's what I said. But no, they want to take that and he said the ninja word. Motherfucker, I made a whole live where I had black people here, the African American community here, talking about how the ninja word transcended beyond something hateful, and it transcended outside of the black community, where it's been accepted by white people, Mexican people, they call themselves the ninja word too. Y'all never heard of that?
Hey, so I'm
asking you, have you heard of that?
Wait, hold on. I'm going to say a few things and I'm going to go ahead and drop. The first thing being that I can't hold, I don't know what you want me to say, other conversations with other people. I'm just asking you a simple question. Have you heard Mexicans among themselves call each other the ninja word? Have you heard that, yes or no? Yeah, I have, and that's wrong. It's wrong to use. It's not, because some of them are actually Afro. Some of them, you know how many Africans live or African descendants live in Mexico? Do you know how many? Let me pause you right there. I'm not about to go into a debate with you about justification of using the N word. They're African. If you are not racialized as a black person, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you should get to use the N word. It's okay. That's only in the United States where they use the black term. The term black is used in the United States. They don't use that in Mexico. Okay, negro, habla español también. ¿Qué es tu problema? Es palabras de los conquistadores. ¿Quiere hablar español también? Si quieres podemos hablar español. Por mí no hay ningún problema. Okay, vamos a hablar entonces. Si quieres hablar español, hablamos español. Las personas en México, Suramérica, el Caribe y Centroamérica no se identifican como negros, se identifican como afromexicanos. ¿Sí entiendes o no? O morenos. Sí, morenos, africanos, negros, sí es diferente, pero un momento. Oh, pero los idiomas en las palabras en los idiomas diferentes es un problema cuando usando palabras muy mal para las otras gentes. Like when you're using N-word, that's still a bad thing. I don't care, significa tu etnicidad, it's not, you shouldn't be using it. And I'm saying that as an African American. Like, why
So
are you?
that's why as an African that you are, African American that you are, I told them on Sutek Empress's live stream, I told Sutek, I told Brother X to stop calling me the ninja word over and over and over and over and over, to the point where Brother X even sent his son on my live stream to tell me, Manny, it's not a slur. Go ahead, bro. I know you want to say it. Say it, say it, say it. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Baiting me to say something that I don't want to say. They follow me into my live stream to continue to push that. It just shows the ignorance and the level of fucking childish behavior that not only the Pretendians have, but people within the African community too. The Creoles. I was in a conversation for 3 hours with a Creole girl yesterday. She was on that panel right now. And I don't know if she was attacking me or what, but that's fucking two-facism, man. How you guys gonna walk around in this world with, trying to address people when you have people that are two-faces like Amma or Ariana that was there too? She used to be my mod here. And because I said, look, like, these are the hateful ideas, and oh, we're cool with Josh. Okay, because he said he's part African. He acknowledges his African ancestry, but at the same time, he's saying that we're Malaysians, that we're not from this land, erasing us from this hemisphere. So
they also say that we're
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, man. Sorry. They also say that we're also like Siberian, like during the Bering Strait, the Ice Age and all that. They like to say also that we're all Siberian because of the similarities in the traditional culture of, especially meaning North Native Americans, how the feathers, the attire, how it's all similar to, Canadian and U.S. natives. And that's what they was say, like, oh, you guys are really Siberian, when we're not. Genetically speaking, we have no genetic ties to anybody from Asia at all.
So let me say this, and like I said, I'm leaving because I'm not going to be sitting here debating with people as to why you, as a non-Black person, as a non-African American person, should not be using the N-word. That's just ridiculous. And
we're not using the N-word. Have you heard?
Okay, you're saying ninja, but you're trying to validate, like, oh, well, this group uses it, that group uses it. It doesn't have the same
No,
meaning.
I'm not validating it. You're getting it all twisted up in your own mind.
It's the beating.
I said they're showing a video. I said they're showing a video. They're showing a video.
I know,
and
you said that
let me
they were
finish
calling
because
you
I want you to get it
anti-Black.
100% in your mind. You're not listening.
No, I heard you. Now you're interrupting.
Okay, so what did I say? Go ahead. Let's see. Go ahead. Tell me what I said.
Listen. I already heard you say they were calling you anti-Black based on a video from apparently last year where you used the N-word. You have then been saying and talking about how they were using the N-word and apparently baiting you into using the N-word, which I think is still weird that you're not taking accountability for your own actions.
I had gone and made a whole fucking live stream apologizing.
There is not. Okay, well, I'm glad that you
what I said.
glad that you apologize. You did not say
these
that
guys
you
continue to
apologized.
come up here.
You did not say that you apologized.
You're not listening. I said I made a whole live stream with the Black community here, and I told them that I'm not going to use that. And they said, Manny, it's transcended beyond a negative, and it's accepted widely amongst our Black community and other people. And I'm like, I know, because I've been called that. People within my family that are not Black, that are Mexican, call me the ninja word. And I don't take it as a negative. I'm just like, I wouldn't use that. I don't even care because they use it to me all the time. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Fight everybody? Nah.
So let me say this. Stop projecting. Have conversations with the people you know and have conversations with, because right now you're projecting a lot of the Black community and some of your negative experiences with a small subset with me who you've never met. And it does not make sense. So,
well, your comment didn't make sense. You're not making sense, bro. Your comment didn't make sense to me when you said, if we go back, that was your first comment. The one you talk about, the Mardi Gras, that was your second one. Go look back, everybody. Go look back to the comment.
Yes, please look back. Y'all not reading the
comment
full
she
sentence.
dropped here was the first comment that you dropped on, and this is why I addressed you the way I did, because you came up and said, let me go back to it. I'm trying to get to, you said,
that's
the
weird.
first
Did
comment,
you like
right after Lorena,
I literally am reading my comment right now.
Yeah, that was the first one you dropped was false narrative and indigenous erasure. What's the problem? Then the second was Mardi Gras. Then the next one after that was Mardi, are an Afro-Indigenous group from Louisiana whose regalia is a fusion of Native and African.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Why? Like, I want someone else to answer. Look, I'm literally looking at my comment. It's a lie. I literally said it's a live telling Pretendians to stop using pics of Afro-Indigenous people, parentheses Mardi Gras, to promote. And then Lorena, put a message saying hello to at Illivi, whatever her name is, no offense. And then the second part of my comment, because I couldn't hit send fast enough, was false narrative and indigenous erasure. What's
Oh
the
yeah,
problem?
and then Manny Lorena said, or Lorna or whatever her name is, she said Manny's not promoting, he's taking a stand or making a stand. You see that part?
Yeah, I see that. But who was she talking to? I knew that he wasn't doing that.
She
Are
was
none of
probably
you all
talking to
able to
me.
see
I'm
my
the one
first
that made a
comment?
comment. I was the one that made the comment. She was probably referring to me. But here's the question. We got Pretendian being loosely thrown out there. Can you move the hat? I don't know why the hat's there, but anyway, right there, that is the problem. You know, I got confused. I'm like, who in the hell's a Pretendian? What are you describing? You know, if you're going to talk about, you should say non-tribal Pretendians. I would like to see that, then I can have a better understanding. Maybe that's a problem, you know?
And
You
look,
just got Pretendian there,
Pretendians,
and
because
it's...
I was listening into the live, they were directly talking to Black people, African Americans who are not Native American, have no ancestry, but are pushing a lot of pseudo history and erasure. And if you look at like where they say in the thing, it literally says Pretendians, stop using Mardi Gras Indians to further your narrative. Their point is they're a group of people who are Afro-Indigenous and of Afro-Indigenous descent, and they are telling Black Pretendians who are racialized as Black to stop pushing the narrative. That's the whole point of their live.
No, that
And
was
so when I
what they
came,
were saying
because
in
I was
all
in
that.
that live and I saw this one because I'm just scrolling through, and so when I heard you saying that, I was like, oh, I think that's a misunderstanding. So that's why I wrote in the comment, it's a live telling Pretendians to stop using pics of Afro-Indigenous people, parentheses Mardi Gras, to promote false narrative
But they
and
weren't there to
indigenous
address them.
erasure.
They weren't
What's the
doing
problem?
that.
So that's why I
No,
was
not
asking.
you, Lorena, not you.
They made a whole live stream. They used that backdrop to attack me. Like they had people in there, and then all them people are attacking me.
They were
That's
doing
what it
that.
was. They weren't
saying a
talking
lot of
about Mardi Gras and
negativity.
Pretendians. She even let Pretendians come up. She's like, Pretendians can come up. I'm like, what? All right.
Because they were arguing them.
Yeah, but before that, they were attacking me.
They
That
were
was
telling
literally,
him.
I wouldn't even have a
Listen,
voice.
I didn't see when you were in there. I didn't know that. I don't know who was attacking you. I just know that
Eric was there.
I was in a live because
I wasn't
their
there.
life had been going on for a while. If I'm being honest, I feel like you're not being completely transparent with the context of the conversation. So
Well,
I'm
you
not
weren't
going
there,
to be
right? So how you
arguing
gonna
that
say
for
Excuse
you
you.
got
me,
there?
Manny.
All right, have a great day.
Manny,
Bye, Black.
Manny, can you hear me?
Yes, Washington, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, I need you to hear me loud and clear. Here, I wanna know if you guys could fix this, everybody in here, because I don't like it. Pretendians to me is like, it's not really describing what actually everybody's talking about. And to me, I would like to see non-tribal Pretendians. That would make sense. You know, non-tribal Pretendians. That would make perfect fucking sense, man. Really? Does anybody agree to that or disagree? Can you answer me? Thank you.
But I'm not for Mardi Gras or none of that stuff, so I'm just going to put this, because to me, all of that is cap. They're trying to use this narrative to address supposedly Pretendians, but then when it's all said and done, whoa, let me change this. When it's all said and done, they're also using their platform to show this to actually attack other people, like myself, who came out there and they started talking about me. I'm like, why are you guys bringing me up? Why are you guys bringing me up? They were talking about addressing the pretend. That's what I'm saying. That whole live stream was cap. Everybody there is pushing hateful ideologies against those who stand against indigenous erasure. That's the truth.
They were even saying like, if you claim to be native, then start speaking like a native. They were saying like, oh, why are you speaking like in that sort of tone? Why do you sound white? Why do you sound this? They were saying all this negativity as well, adding to it.
Yeah, and why do you sound like y'all? What's up, y'all? You know, that's not native to me.
But the thing is, you grew
Go
up in
ahead.
your environment, man. That's like for me, I grew up in SoCal, and the whole environment that I grew up around, that's how I developed my linguistic and speaking English.
Like Sita said, it was clickbait. They put that there to try to say we're addressing the Pretendians. Again, Washu's right. They should have put non-tribalized Pretendians, or something like you said, Washu.
Yeah, you're right. And also, it is important for us to learn our own languages, but realizing that you do have to live within a society that basically is functioning about English, you have to use it. But I'm gonna tell you what. I'll be honest with you. One time, I live in Sioux City, Iowa, and I'm basically surrounded by a lot of Mexica. My family is Mexica. All right. So anyway, what happened was I'm like talking to my sister and brothers. They all speak Spanish and everything like that, except me, because I wanted to be crazy, wild, and free, and I never stayed home to learn. I was gone. So anyway, I go to these jobs now, getting older, and 18, 19. I'm like, okay. Every motherfucker in there spoke fucking Spanish but me, and it was my fault because I didn't take the time to sit around my family and learn. I only learned a little bit, but guess what? That hurt me because everybody on the line where I worked, on the assembly lines, things like that, they were speaking Spanish, and I felt outsider. I did that to myself. I don't blame nobody. But I'm going to tell you what, it is important to learn your people's language. No matter if it's Dakota, Nakota, Lakota, Mexica, or whatever, learn it. Make it primary. That's who you are.
No, that is fact right there.
They could keep on dreaming and shit because it's not going to happen.
So amongst our people, through our Discord, through other groups, through the truthful indigenous people, to the people who truly identify as American Indians, to those who identify as the real original people, the First Nations, the indigenous, the original of this land, we got to start setting the differences apart from each other. You know what I mean? Because this shit ain't going nowhere. And I know there's people that have Afro-indigenous people in their families, but I know they're not the problem because they don't come at us. Mexico, Central America, the Caribbean, South America, Brazil, all over the Americas other than the United States, they don't come at us because we've been sharing culture for a long ass fucking time. Some of us here have mixed blood together. They're not the problem. This is not a problem in Mexico ever.
Yeah. They're nothing but drama.
All right, sorry guys. Can you hear me all right, Mr. Huerta?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Sorry, man. My brother's outside already, man. So we're gonna continue the live later on tonight, man, and it's gonna be even more hot. So I'm gonna be working on a backdrop for that, and that's it, man. Like people don't want to make themselves present to show their alliances. They don't want to be for truth. If some hateful ass person goes and says he's anti-black, they don't give you a chance to address yourself. Like on that live stream with that Creole culture, when I was there and I'm trying to have a space, you get an asshole who's been hating, who's been attacking me, and they'll listen to him and they'll believe him. Oh, really? So Red Road is anti-black? Yeah. He's anti-black because of this, and they're fucking eating it all up. Why? Because they want to remove me from the scene. They want me to be pushed away so it could be a black TikTok. And so when someone's addressing the ethnocentrics, it's themselves. When someone is attacking the Israelites, it's themselves. They don't want us to have a voice against them and their indigenous erasure. They want it all their way. That's just the fucking truth. And I will provide that with proof. I can't do it with video because honestly, they report it. Whenever I show their racism against us,
Hey, Manny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Manny,
Yeah.
you gotta stop listening to these haters, okay? You're like such a good person, and people that are hating on you are just idiots. They have nothing else better to do. You just be you and stay strong. I'm here for you. You know that.
Thank you, Pixie. Appreciate you. Mr. Huerta, appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get going. My brother's outside again. Much love to everybody, man.
All right, go for it.
Continue on this topic.
I'll see you tonight.
By the way, the Mississippians, there was over 21 tribes, and from the year 1500 to the year 1800, less than a few hundred were around. When the French and the English came by, they almost completely wiped them out, like almost completely wiped out. And I'm gonna do a video.